the truck, and I'm sure the sun probably hits them before it gets to your, to you to hit the sun. I did a little research and found out that if you put the bottles, plastic bottles of water in the freezer, they release that poison dioxin. I can't tell you how many times I've taken bottled water and putting it in the freezer, let it freeze up, and on a hot day just carry it with me and drink it. I'm sure a lot of you all are doing that now. Then I expanded my mind even farther. And I thought, okay, it isn't the heat from the sun that's the problem. It is the plastics, people. 30, 40 years ago, they used to deliver milk. People used to actually have delivery to the house. I know I'm dating myself. In glass bottles. They would deliver your milk, your juice, chocolate milk, all of that in glass bottles. You use them, you put your empty bottles back out there, and it was fresh. Then it changed to cartons. We still have cartons. But then it changed to plastic. Now think of two things that we're doing today that we weren't doing 35, 40 years ago. I'm pointing out to you. 35, 40 years ago, people weren't drinking bottled water. Everybody now just, walking down the street drinking bottled water. Okay? The other thing is we didn't have microwaves. Think about, what is your food microwaved in? It's microwaved in some type of plastic container. A cellophane plastic wrap or a plastic tray or dish. So these are two things. And the doctor said that Sheryl Crow's breasts were full of the poison toxin dioxin. Well, I did a little bit more research and found out that that's one of the factors. I'm not going to say the factor, but one of the factors in the reason why breast cancer and prostate cancer are on the rise. Probably cancers, period, but you definitely see those on the rise. And you see it can really, really be, a problem. So that's why I like to talk about root issues. The very first symptom you saw on this sheet for an overloaded liver was insomnia. You see how many commercials are on TV for people who can't sleep at night, insomnia? Would it ever occur to you? Have you ever heard from your doctor? Maybe you need to clean your liver out. A lot of people know there are several ways to clean your liver out. But I tell people, just like that Asian professor told us, what good would it do to pull your car up and clean the filter and not clean the oil, or clean the oil and not clean your filter? You want to do them simultaneously. So that's why I always talk about system cleansing, because whenever you say the word cleansing, people think of bowel elimination. That's not the whole of where it's at. People, we have poisons and toxins and chemicals. Have you ever heard the word xenoestrogens? If you haven't, make yourself familiar with it. Xenoestrogens are toxic estrogens. We've all come in contact with them. They're in the chemicals and the cleaning fluids around your house, the things we used to clean with. They're also in chemicals, maybe in the carpet, in the drapes, in the cars, on the upholstery. Also, you come in contact with them with the plastic. Now, see, a lot of people don't want to say that, because you imagine what it would do to the industry if everybody decided to go get a polycarbonate bottle. And if you don't know what a polycarbonate bottle is, it's a bottle you can get from your local health food store. They come in 10 ounces, 32 ounces, what have you. And I suggest to everybody, in order to try to avoid as many of these dioxin toxins that we can from the plastic, we need to stop microwaving our food so much. We're not in that much of a hurry. We can prepare our food normally. It doesn't take that much longer anyway. And we need to stop drinking out of the plastic bottled water. Think about how much money you would save, and time and energy, if you just got a good water filter and a polycarbonate bottle. Think of the money you could save. We spend a lot of money on plastic bottled water. And we put a lot of plastics in our microwave. So I just thought I'd bring that to your attention. But by cleaning out the liver, you can help lower your cholesterol, help get rid of allergies. I don't mean that it will get rid of, you probably need to do something in conjunction with it. That's why I tell people all the time, I like to tailor programs for people. When people call me up and say, well, I heard that you said you had lupus and chronic fatigue, speaking of me. And I'll say, yeah, well, my cousin's in Mississippi. She has it. What should she take? See, we're so medicine orientated that they think that I'm going to turn around and say, well, here's so-and-so, have her take that. Lupus, like most other disorders, is a syndrome. You have to find out how it is, for that particular person. In other words, what are the root causes? Most people don't want to look at diet. That's why they're quick to say, what should I take? And that's not an inappropriate thing to say. That's all well and fine. But in conjunction with that, we do have some responsibility for, the root causes. Like if you know that you're drinking excesses of coffee, excesses of pop, excesses of alcohol, beer, wine, hard alcohol. I'm not saying you can't drink it. It's not up to me anyway. But what I'm saying is if you know that you need to clean your liver out, then of course, when you go back to having those things, you're going to have them in moderation. That's all we're saying. Some people, depending upon what the diagnosis is, they might need to give it up forever. I always say I can't think of anything that I've ever eaten or drink or had to drink that is so good that I would, put my life in jeopardy if it were that severe. Now, if it's not, okay, that's fine. But this is something that we need to really, really think about, people, because the FDA, just like the tobacco industry, the gun industry, they have lobbyists. They have people who pay millions and millions, even billions of dollars to make sure that these bills and laws are passed because they want to make the money. Now, my thinking is we don't have to reinvent the wheel. Canada is right next door. We can look at Canada. Everybody in Canada is covered. And we could look at that model and say, hey, we wouldn't have to have over 46 million people uninsured, because that is something that we do need to think of as a people. Since today's topic is Save the Children, we do need to have our children checked out on a regular basis. I'm not against doctors. I'm not against medication. I'm just against it being misused. Now, because today is such a hot topic, we're going to actually do this in 2 parts. This is part 1 of Save the Children. Tune in next week. Next week might be a repeat of this show, or I should say the week after. And I want you to tune in to part 2, because I have much, much more to go through, and we're winding down on time. But if you're just tuning in, my name is Medina Nance. Our show comes on every Wednesday, channel 21 at 10 p.m. Today's topic is Save the Children. Our children are in danger. The rise in children on medication is going up, 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 up. They're experiencing disorders that were only adults. So until next time, I want you to tune in every Wednesday, channel 21 at 10 p.m. I wish for you all a blessed and productive day. Give me a call at 773-324-4372. Take care.